By 1933, the bottom had fallen out of America. Industrial output had been cut nearly in half. More than 9,000 banks had failed, and money was the one thing nobody had. And still, every single night, a woman sat down at her mirror and performed a bedtime beauty ritual. The porcelain skin, the soft, lit from within glow the whole country saw on Greta Garbo and Jean Harlow at the Picture House. The look a woman was expected to keep, depression or no depression. She could not buy it. A salon facial was out of the question, and the luxury jars from Elizabeth Arden and Helena Rubinstein sat behind glass counters she only walked past. What she had instead was a tin of cold cream, whatever sat in the kitchen, and a set of rituals handed down from her own mother. In a house with nothing to spare, those rituals had to earn their place. They did because they worked. The reason comes down to one thing, and you'll hear its name again and again before this countdown ends: the acid mantle. Your skin is not neutral. It protects itself with a thin, slightly acidic film, mildly acidic at about 5.5, first named by 2 German skin doctors in 1928. That film holds your moisture, fights the bacteria behind most blemishes, and rebuilds itself every night while you sleep. Ordinary alkaline soap destroys it. Nearly every ritual your grandmother followed was doing one of 3 things: restoring that film, protecting it, or sealing it overnight so it could repair. She never knew the science. She only knew the results. Hit subscribe, because what's coming will change how you think about every expensive thing in your cabinet. The villain here is an industry that taught your grandmother her routine was primitive, then sold it back to her granddaughter as innovation. Let's count down the 20 bedtime rituals it hopes you never rediscover. Number 20, the cold water splash. When a woman in the 30s finished washing her face, she bent over the basin and threw cold water at her skin. Again and again, Joan Crawford did it, so did Garbo. Cold water tightens the small vessels just under the surface for a while, so the skin looks firmer and morning puffiness eases. Finish your wash, then splash your face 10 or 15 times with the coldest water the tap will give, and only then pat dry. Today, the same trick comes as a freezer drawer of steel rollers and ice globes for $40. Your grandmother used the tap. Number 19, the cool compress. After a long day, a woman would lie back for 10 minutes with 2 slices of cucumber or 2 pads soaked in cooled tea, resting over her closed lids. The coolness shrinks puffiness, and the mild tannins in black tea draw tight the thin, swollen skin around the eye. Steep 2 tea bags, let them go cold, wring them out, and lay them over your eyes while you breathe. The modern version is a refrigerated eye gel and a tube of caffeine cream sold for the price of a week of groceries. The cucumber sat in the icebox already. Number 18, the bedtime steam. Before any cream went near her face, a woman would lean over a bowl of just boiled water with a towel draped over her head, letting the steam open everything up. Warm vapor softens the surface and loosens the day's grime, so whatever came next could actually work. A bowl of hot water, a towel for a tent, 5 minutes with your eyes shut. Today, that's a $40 facial steamer, and a spa charging $80 for the same cloud of warm water your great-grandmother made on the stove. Number 17, lukewarm water, never hot. Your grandmother washed her face in water that was barely warm on purpose. Hot water feels wonderful for a moment, but it strips the skin of the oils that keep it soft, leaving the face tight and dry within minutes. Run the water until it's just off cold, no warmer than a baby's bath. It sounds like nothing. It's one of the most protective things a person can do for their skin, and it costs not a cent, which is exactly why no one ever told you. Number 16, the Rosewater and Witch Hazel Tonic. After cleansing, a woman dabbed her face with a mix of rosewater and witch hazel from a pretty bottle on the vanity. Both are gently acidic, which matters because skin is meant to be slightly acidic, and a splash like this helped return it there after washing. 3 parts rosewater to 1 part witch hazel, shaken together, patted on with cotton. The toner aisle today is $40 a bottle full of words no one can pronounce. Your grandmother's tonic was 2 ingredients and a steady hand. Number 15, the soured milk treatment. A woman would pat buttermilk or milk that had just turned across her face and let it sit before rinsing. The gentle acid loosens dull, dead cells clinging to the surface, so the skin underneath looks brighter. 2 tablespoons of buttermilk, smoothed on, left 10 minutes, rinsed cool. It's the same idea behind the expensive acid exfoliants sold today, only it came from the back of the icebox, now bottled and sold for $50 an ounce as a breakthrough. Number 14, the vinegar rinse. It sounds strange now, but a final splash of diluted vinegar, often rose petal vinegar a woman made herself, was a trusted last step. Vinegar's mild acidity restores the skin's natural balance fast and leaves it smooth. 1 tablespoon in a cup of cool water, splashed on after washing, never rinsed off. The smell lifts as the face dries. Every balancing toner sold in a glass bottle today is chasing what a spoonful of vinegar did in a farmhouse kitchen. Pause here, because this is where the acid mantle finally steps forward. Healthy skin is not neutral, it's slightly acidic, and it keeps itself that way with a thin, invisible film across its surface. Those 2 German skin doctors named that film in 1928, and by 1938, their work showed how that same acidity fights off the bacteria that cause blemishes and infection. The healthy reading is mildly acidic, about 5.5. Every acidic thing your grandmother splashed on her face, the rosewater, the soured milk, the vinegar, was quietly protecting that film without her ever knowing the science. And the single thing that destroys it fastest is ordinary alkaline soap. Your grandmother avoided soap on her face by instinct. Keep that in mind, because the rest of the countdown is built on the same quiet wisdom. Number 13, the refusal of soap on the face. A woman in the 30s did not wash her face with the soap she used on her hands. She cleaned it with cold cream, because the era correctly understood soap was too harsh for the delicate skin of the face. Cold cream lifts away makeup and grime without scrubbing the skin raw or stripping that acidic film. Smoothed on, wiped off with a soft cloth. Pond's cold cream was on nearly every vanity in America for this reason. Today, the cleanser aisle is full of foaming products that leave your face tight, plus a whole second shelf of repair creams to fix the damage the first shelf did. Number 12, the almond meal scrub. Instead of soap, women ground almonds or used fine rice flour mixed with a little water into a soft paste, worked over the skin in slow circles. The fine grains lift away dead surface cells and brighten the face, gentle enough not to tear it, unlike the harsh apricot scrubs that came later. A teaspoon of ground almonds, a few drops of water, rubbed in gently, rinsed clean. The gentle exfoliating powders sold today for $30 are the same idea your great-grandmother kept in a tin by the sink. Number 11, the honey mask. A woman would smooth raw honey, sometimes beaten with an egg, across her face and let it sit. Honey draws water in and holds it against the skin while quietly fighting bacteria at the same time, which is why it soothes a blemished complexion as it softens. A spoonful, warmed slightly, left on 15 minutes, rinsed with cool water. The honey masks sold in jars today, with honey listed 4th on the label, cost $25. Your grandmother used the jar in the pantry. Number 10, the oatmeal soak. When skin was red, rough, or irritated, a woman reached for O8s, soaking them in water and pressing the milky liquid onto her face, or laying on a soft paste of cooked oatmeal. Oats coat and calm inflamed skin, easing redness and itch, which is why doctors still reach for them today. A handful of plain oats steeped in warm water, the liquid strained off and patted on, or the soft oats laid right on the skin for 10 minutes. The soothing oat creams in the pharmacy now are built on exactly this, sold at a markup your grandmother would have found insulting. Number 9, the overnight gloves. Before bed, a woman would rub a thick salve of glycerin and rosewater into her hands, pull on soft cotton gloves, and sleep in them. The glove traps moisture against the skin all night, so hands that scrubbed floors and wrung laundry all day woke up soft. A spoonful of glycerin mixed with rosewater worked into the hands, gloves pulled on, off to sleep. Now there are $40 overnight hand masks shaped like mittens. The gloves were already in the drawer. Number 8, the cold cream left on all night. Here the mechanism leads, because this is the heart of it. A woman would smooth a final layer of cold cream over her face and simply go to sleep in it. That sealing layer sits on top of the skin and stops water inside from escaping overnight, cutting nightly moisture loss by as much as 98%, so the skin stays plump and the barrier repairs itself while she sleeps. A thin layer over a clean face, nothing more, rinsed in the morning. If that sounds familiar, it should. The viral trend the internet calls slugging, sold tonight as a brand new discovery, is the exact thing your grandmother did with a jar that cost pennies. They didn't invent it. They renamed it. Here's something the industry would rather you not sit with too long. None of this knowledge was hidden. It was outmarketed. In 1929, a soap advertisement told women that beauty renews itself at night, then taught them to wash their faces with soap, the very thing that strips the acid film and leaves skin needing rescue. Procter & Gamble was already one of the largest advertisers in the country, and a face washed raw with soap is a face that needs a cream, a toner, and a treatment to recover. A product that strips your skin so thoroughly it has to sell you the repair isn't a failure. It's a business model. Then came the multi-step routine, the idea that more bottles meant more care. And finally, the oldest trick of all, sealing the skin overnight, was handed back to you with a new name and a new price. Your grandmother is about to win the rest of this countdown. Number 7, the nightly facial oil. A woman massaged a rich cream of lanolin and sweet almond oil into her face at night and called it skin food, believing it fed the skin and filled in the lines. The belief was wrong, but the result was right. The oils seal the surface and soften it, smoothing the look of fine lines by keeping the skin supple through the night. A few drops of sweet almond oil warmed between the palms and pressed into the face before bed. The luxury facial oils sold today for $90 an ounce are the same plant oils in a heavier bottle with a lighter wallet on the other end. Number 6, petroleum jelly, the universal seal. Every household had a tin of it, used on lips, along the lash line, and on every dry, cracked patch the winter left behind. It forms the most reliable seal there is, locking moisture in so the skin beneath can mend. And it's been doing exactly that in doctors' offices for over 150 years. A dab on the lips and dry spots, last thing before sleep. Today, it sits beside $40 lip masks that list it as their main ingredient. Number 5. Castor oil on the brows and lashes. A woman would stroke a little castor oil through her eyebrows and along her lashes every night, certain it made them grow. Here's the truth, and your grandmother deserves it. There's no good evidence castor oil grows a single lash. What it does do is condition them, coating each hair so it bends instead of snapping. So over time, fewer lashes break off, and the ones you have look fuller and darker. A clean wand, one light pass through clean lashes every night. It thickened the look honestly, which is more than the $40 lash serums can say, some of which have changed people's eye color as a side effect. The little bottle of oil never did that. Number 4, the nightly massage. As she pressed her cream in, a woman didn't just wipe it on. She worked it upward and outward in slow strokes, along the jaw and up the neck. Honest mechanism here because it matters. That massage moves the fluid that pools under the skin overnight, which is why it eases puffiness and gives the face a lifted, rested look by morning. It won't melt away fat or remake a jawline, no matter what anyone online promises. But for puffiness, it genuinely works. 5 minutes of upward strokes with oiled fingers before bed. The facial massage tools and jade scraping stones sold for $50 do what 10 fingers did for free. Number 3, the one routine done without fail. Your grandmother didn't have 10 products. She had 3 or 4, and she used them every night of her life in the same order without skipping. That consistency is the secret the whole beauty industry depends on you never believing, because steady, gentle care over years beats any miracle in a jar. The richest woman's complexion and the poorest woman's came down to the same thing, the discipline of a nightly ritual. There's no recipe for this one, only showing up at the basin every night. The modern promise is transformation in a single bottle. Hers was transformation across 10,000 ordinary nights. Number 2, letting the skin repair itself overnight. Your grandmother believed her face mended while she slept, and the science agrees with her completely. Skin does its real repair work at night, rebuilding and recovering while the body rests, which is why everything she did at the basin was aimed at sleep, not the morning. The whole ritual was simple. Get the day off the face, seal in the moisture, and get out of the way and let the night do its work. That old advertisement that promised beauty renews itself at night was right, even as the company selling it pointed women the wrong way. The most powerful thing in your routine is still free, and it happens with your eyes closed. Number 1, the acid mantle. Understood at last as a way of living with your own skin. Everything your grandmother did, every ritual in this countdown, came down to one quiet principle she could not have named but followed perfectly. Your skin already makes the protective film that every product on every shelf promises to sell you. It's slightly acidic, it holds your moisture, it fights off blemishes, and it repairs itself every night, for free if you let it. Her entire routine protected that film. The cold cream instead of soap protected it. The acidic splashes of rose water and vinegar restored it. The sealing layer of cream defended it through the night. The gentle massage and the lukewarm water never once attacked it. She worked with her skin. The modern routine, for the most part, works against it. It strips that film with a harsh cleanser, then sells you a toner to rebalance what should never have been stripped, then a serum to repair the damage, then a cream to seal it, then a mask to rescue it. $400 to undo the harm of the first step. Your grandmother skipped the harm. That's the whole secret. Not a product. A respect for the living surface you were born with, the same respect a woman at a dressing table in 1936 paid her own face every single night. She knew. We were taught to forget. So here's the challenge. This week, pick one. Try cleaning your face with cold cream instead of soap and feel the difference by Friday. Or finish every wash with the cold water splash. Or mix the rose water tonic and use it for 7 nights. Just one every night, the way she would have. I'll tell you what happened when I did this. I gave up my foaming cleanser for cold cream for 2 weeks. Nothing else changed. By the end of the first week, that tight, squeaky, stripped feeling I had after washing, the feeling I always assumed meant clean, was simply gone. My skin stopped feeling like it needed a rescue cream at all, and one expensive bottle has not come off the shelf since. Now I want to know which camp you fall into. Drop a comment and tell me, are you brave enough for the vinegar rinse? Or are you going to start with the gentle cold cream cleanse instead? I genuinely want to see which one scares more of you off. Try it. And somewhere out there, your grandmother is nodding because she knew all along.